This is a real good story about Bronx and his dad, Ryan, real United Airlines customers.
We were returning home, and one of the flight attendants asked Bronx if he wanted to see the flight deck and meet Captain Andrew.
I got to sit in the driver's seat.
I grew up in an aviation family, and seeing Bronx kind of reminded me of myself when I was that age.
That's Andrew, a real United pilot.
These small interactions can shape a kid's future.
It felt like I was the captain.
Allowing my son to see the flight deck will stick with us forever.
That's how good leads the way.
Once upon a mundane morning, Barb's day got busy without warning. A realtor in need of an open house sign. No, 50 of them, and designed before 9.
My head hurts.
Any mighty tools to help with this plight?
Aha!
Barb made her move. She opened Canva and got in the groove.
Bulk creating Canva sheets. Create 50 signs fit for suburban streets.
Done in a click, all complete.
Sweet!
Now, imagine what your dreams can become when you put imagination to work at canva.com.
Hello, and welcome to the Assassin's Creed Lorecast. We are so excited to bring you this show.
Our podcast is all about unraveling all of your favorite mysteries from the Assassin's Creed games. Each episode, we'll be talking about a different topic in the Assassin's Creed universe. From Pieces of Eden, solar flares, and the Isu, to the Hidden Ones, the Order of Ancients, and of course, the Animus, we will seek to uncover it all.
So join us, and maybe even take a leap of faith.
Welcome to the Assassin's Creed Lorecast. My name is Shelby. You also know me as She-Cup, and I'm here with my co-host.
Hey, I'm Austin or Teacup. I'm excited to be here.
So what are we talking about today?
Today we're doing a character deep dive. And we're going to Assassin's Creed Odyssey for that character deep dive. We are talking about Barnabus.
Exciting.
Yeah, that is really exciting. If you are not aware, Barnabus is the captain of the Adrestia, which is the ship you sail around in Odyssey. Now, you might be confused of I thought Cassandra was the captain. Cassandra is the captain, but Barnabas is the captain before Cassandra. And basically, you save him, and he's like, here's your ship.
Yeah, you can have this.
I do actually think he's still technically the captain.
Right, because she's always going and doing a bunch of stuff. Somebody has to be still stewarding the ship, basically, when she's not there.
So yes, Barnabas will offer you his services for saving his life when you save him from the Cyclops, which is one of the first ever, that's the main first quest you do in Assassin's Creed Odyssey. So you will meet him on Kefalonia, and he will come and join your crew and be a part of your adventures for the entirety. And so I'm not going to rehash all of Assassin's Creed Odyssey because you can just go play those games. So today we're just going to talk about Barnabas, his personality. We'll do some quotes. We're going to talk about his early life, what we know, and we're going to talk about some lesser known parts of his story that players might have not engaged with. So let's just start with his early life. Barnabas was born in an olive grove on the island of Mykonos. He and his brothers later joined the Athenian army, serving as captains in the Athenian navy. At some point, Barnabas met Leda, a native to the Greek island of Ithaca, and they fell in love and eventually married. They also sailed together regularly. One night during a siege, Barnabas' fleet was destroyed during a storm. During the same incident, Barnabas also claimed to have come face to face with Poseidon's murderous pet and lost his eye to it. As their ship was wrecked, Leda roped together the remains, and she and Barnabas paddled to the shore. However, Barnabas and Leda eventually separated, after which the former left the navy to become a sailor in his own right, rising to become captain of his own ship, the Adrestia.
Okay, so he gets attacked by the Cyclops twice?
I think that this is more of think the Kraken or the Leviathan.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, the Cyclops is also Poseidon's quote-unquote pet.
Right, but the Cyclops that we save him from is just a guy. It's a bandit leader called the Cyclops.
It's not like the Cyclops.
Correct.
Okay, interesting.
So then you will go through the events of an Assassin's Creed Odyssey where Barnabas will play a crucial role in your ship, offering commentary and other things like that. He also kind of guides you through the Olympic Games quest line and does all of that. So as what some of you might not know is through 2 side quests, really, that Barnabas plays a really big role in one of the Lost Tales of Greece, which is called A Friend Worth Dying For. And he has a major role play in the AC Odyssey crossover event. Now, Shelby, I don't think that you have played either of these.
I don't think so. I mean, I've played through the main game, but I don't remember the extra stuff. I definitely haven't played the crossover stories, but I can't remember if I've done the Lost Tales.
All right. So, A Friend Worth Dying For. So this is called Odyssey Into the Past, which is really where it kind of starts. And then there's a bunch of side quests that go off and do all of that. And so you will start your adventure in Skyros. And to start the mission, you need to talk to Barnabas, where he will tell you a story and ask for your help. Barnabas is having prophetic visions of his long-lost wife, Leda, and begs Cassandra to investigate. Barnabas asks Cassandra to investigate these visions. This leads to a quest where Cassandra finds the remains of a pirate camp. I do want to pause here and say that this is technically either Cassandra or Alexios. As I've said before on the Lorecast, when we talk about Odyssey, Cassandra is the canon protagonist of this game. When it isn't, she is the main character of the novel, and Ubisoft has said she is the main character. Alexios is an option, but it is Cassandra. As far as canon events happen, Cassandra is the person that does that. So that's why I've been only referring to Cassandra, not Cassandra Alexios. So Cassandra basically finds Leda, but the plot twist, it's not Leda, Barnabas' wife. It's Leda, Barnabas' daughter, that he didn't know he had. And so she was born after Leda and Barnabas were separated and lost track of each other. Leda was was a young child as her mother remarried, and they had a good life in Attica, and with Leda's stepfather being a good to both the mother and her. As far as Barnabas was concerned, Leda was told that he was a king who died fighting the Hydra. And so
that's such a believable tale.
I guess.
Sarcasm.
After her mother died, Leda was left to tend the farm on her own. As the rich heiress, Leda was chased by men who repeatedly proposed to her. When she refused, they sent men to kill her, and they tracked her to the depths of a cave near her farm, where she proceeded to fight and slay them. It was within that cave that she was rejoined with her father, as Cassandra finds her and helps her defeat the pirates. Despite being overjoyed at the meeting of her father, Leda refuses his and Cassandra's offer to join them on their ship, the Adrestia, as Leda believed it was her duty to honor her mother and the goddess Demeter by taking care of the farm. As the player, you can choose either to let Leda stay at the farm or convince her to join the crew. And if you choose to have her join the crew, you are rewarded with an item known as the Hero's Sword, which is a really great sword in the game. As far as I could tell, the canon event is that she comes and joins the crew, because if you let her stay, the quest just ends, and there's no resolution to her and Barnabas's relationship.
So, I mean, I see in the notes we're going to switch to the next thing. My question is, what is the resolution to their relationship? They just hang out on the boat and get to know each other?
Yep.
I wish for more.
Yes, you wish for more. Well, and part of this is that the Lost Tales of Greece are not full on.
They're not long quests.
No. They can span multiple quests, but they're a couple hours of gameplay at most. And so that's just where we're at with that. But this was just a little bit about his backstory. There is another side quest that you can do where you meet his brother, I believe. But I searched all over the wiki and everything to try to find it, and I couldn't find anything.
Yeah, I was trying to remember. I feel like there is a quest in the game where you like go to his hometown and there are like people waiting in a house that they're gonna attack you. Like, I don't remember all the details, but I feel like there is another quest in the game that involves his backstory.
Yes, and you like have to go, and like his brother is in trouble and he's asking you to help him out.
Yeah, like there's something there. I don't remember if it's the Cult of Cosmos or somebody else that's like following them.
Yes, I don't remember, but I could not find it on the wiki. And when I searched it, the Assassin's Creed wiki has a lot of information. It does not have a lot of information about Odyssey onward.
Interesting.
Wow.
All right. Well, is this a good time for our mid-break?
I think this is a great time for the mid-break.
All right, let's do it.
You look like the one thing in the world Alcibiades wouldn't take to bed. Can you even see out of that thing?
Mock all you want. When those Malakas and Zakros see this beast charging towards them, they will know fear!
Let's start light. Tell me a joke.
Why must samurai always battle one another? Because there is only one way for a samurai to get ahead. Ahead. I did not say it was a good joke.
Makose! Shoot! Shoot a flying demon!
Welcome to the middle of the show, where we take time to talk about all the things that have to do with the lorecast and not the lore of Assassin's Creed. So the first thing that I have to tell you about is our Patreon. If you're a fan of the show, the best way to support us is by joining the Patreon. We have options, all different kinds of tiers. So definitely check that out at patreon.com/ACLorecast. Now, if you can't support us financially, the next best way to support the show is by leaving us a rating, a review on Spotify, on Apple, on YouTube, wherever you can find it. That's the best place. Now, I do have one to read today, which comes from Spotify. And this one is from HadaKiller26. And they said, greatest Assassin's hidden tool ever acquired, 5 stars. I've stumbled upon your Assassin's Creed Lorecast podcast, and I have not been any more impressed with anything else than I have with your sheer vast knowledge and attention to detail in every aspect and curveball that Ubisoft has thrown into this franchise. I'm currently playing and streamlining the Assassin's Creed franchise games that are available on PS4 and PS5 based on the Ancestor DNA sequence history timeline, and I haven't had any other superpower bigger and better than the Assassin's Creed Lorecast. Learning about the backstory and inherent details revolving around the game's history has propelled me to learn and interact with the games in an even more immersive way than ever before. I'm currently playing through Odyssey, and I'm feeling a lot more prepared than ever before to tackle all the obstacles in my path with your podcast by my side every day that I binge listen to. Keep up the good work, and may the Creed forever be on your side. Thank you so much for leaving us that amazing review. We are so appreciative. And the last thing I have to talk about is our Discord server. Our Discord server is the best place on the internet. You can come hang out with us, talk with us about anything Assassin's Creed or video game related, and meet a bunch of new friends along the way. And with that, I think we can get back into the podcast.
This episode is brought to you by Netflix. This Monday night, witness the end of an era. John Cena takes center stage for his final appearance ever on Monday Night Raw. One last match, one unforgettable farewell. Come celebrate the legacy of a true WWE legend. Monday Night Raw, November 17th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Time, only on Netflix. Be there for the moment everyone will be talking about.
I turned off news altogether.
I hate to say it, but I don't trust much of anything.
It's the rage bait. It feels like it's trying to divide people.
If we got clear facts, maybe we could calm down a little.
NBC News brings you clear reporting. Let's meet at the facts. Let's move forward from there. NBC News, reporting for America.
No, you're right. Let's all just screw around while the world falls to pieces.
Hey, this isn't easy, you know.
Right, like we're all on vacation out here?
Enough! Look, everyone's under a lot of pressure, but we're the only ones who can stop Abstergo, so we need to keep it together.
She's right. We need to be a hive mind, people.
Anybody up for some reconciliatory yoga? Anyone?
Very funny, guys.
You have my thanks.
Keep the sword, Ezio. Do I know you from somewhere? Don't you recognize me? It's a me, Mario!
Uncle Mario?
It's been too long, Nipote. Far too long.
Malaka.
All right, so the next thing that I want to talk about is the crossover stories, which really is like the final like epilogue to Assassin's Creed Odyssey, post Fate of Atlantis, and all of those kinds of DLC things. In 420 BCE, after Cassandra mysteriously vanished for 6 months, Barnabas and Herodotus went around looking for her, finding her relaxing at a villa on the island of Corfu. After Cassandra explained that she had taken a, let's be honest, well-earned vacation, her friends were concerned that she had lost her adventuring spirit and was becoming sedentary. So they convinced her to partake in a treasure hunt secretly organized by them. While searching for the treasure, Cassandra was captured by pirates who were similarly hunting something valuable, an apple of Eden, hidden on the island centuries ago by a famed treasure hunter.
What is this? A D&D campaign?
Yeah, it's pretty silly. After following a pirate captain to the treasure, Cassandra killed him and attempted to take the apple. However, the artifact interacted with her spear, resulting in an explosion which sent the apple flying to the northern side of the island and depowered the spear. Hoping to repair his friend's spear, Barnabas set out to recover the apple, believing it could return the spear's power just as it had taken them. However, upon touching the artifact, he was driven mad by it, going on a rampage and drawing the attention of local soldiers. After coming back to his senses, Barnabas was horrified by his actions and took refuge in the temple of Zeus and prayed to the god to free him from the apple's influence. It was there that Cassandra found him and attempted to convince him to surrender the apple. However, Barnabas was too corrupted by the apple's power and refused to hand it over, projecting illusionary copies of himself to fight Cassandra, very similar to how you fight Alma-Lin or Rodrigo Borgia in Assassin's Creed and Assassin's Creed 2. She managed to separate him from the artifact, though it burned his right arm in the process. With Barnabas saved, Cassandra decided to inform her friend that she was immortal and that she feared she had lost him, to which Barnabas told her that what mattered was to make the most out of the present. Later, Cassandra decided to leave Greece and go on a journey across the world for reasons she refused to disclose to her friends. She invited Barnabas to accompany her, an offer he gladly accepted, telling Cassandra that she had his loyalty and companionship, as well as the Adrestia. After bidding farewell to Herodotus, the two sailed to Egypt to begin their new adventure. Barnabas would continue to serve with Cassandra for the rest of his life until his eventual death from natural causes.
Okay. I just have to pause here because I know I had a very visceral reaction to the fact that he prayed to Zeus. He prayed to Zeus to take power away from him. It's shocking that Zeus didn't come down and take the apple of Eden for himself.
It is. It is shocking.
But I know that Zeus is like...
Yeah.
I can't even remember. Who is Zeus in the Eastu?
Jupiter.
Jupiter, okay. Yeah, I just... Praying to Zeus is a little frightening.
Yes, it is. Mainly because he might give you what you want, but who knows what he's going to take.
Right, exactly. And if you're a woman, good luck.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, so that's the crossover story. When I played this, I was really afraid I was going to have to kill him.
Mm-hmm. Is this the one with Eivor or no?
This is the like prequel with Eivor.
Okay.
So the one with Eivor takes place in Valhalla, and you play that as Eivor in Valhalla.
Okay.
This one is like to explain what Cassandra is doing in Valhalla.
Right. Okay.
So basically, Cassandra says that she basically vows after this to spend the rest of her life hunting down artifacts, pieces of Eden, and destroying them.
Mm-hmm. And like this is like her inspiration and why she wants to even go and do that.
Yes. So Barnabas' personality, he's kind and cheerful, rarely complained, and is almost always completely calm. Like he freaks out at the Olympics, but he's never like scared or freaked out or even just like amazed. Like he is amazed by Cassandra's powers, but like they're just common day for him. Like he is extremely appreciative and loyal to his friends like Cassandra. He has a very, very strong belief in the Greek gods, which is a point of contention between him and Herodotus, who is like, nah, these are just stories.
Yeah, he's more skeptical.
Yes. And the old heroes of legend and mythical beasts. And he also has a very, like, everyone's fate is predetermined by the gods. He very much believes in that. He is very much like your classic Greek commoner who believes in all the gods. And, like, when we go to some quotes, we'll see some things he says about Cassandra and all those things. He also believed that the Pythia, which is the Oracle of Delphi, could never be controlled by anyone but the gods, and was shocked upon the revelation that the cult of Cosmos had turned the Pythia into their puppet.
I just feel like it's so sad because there are so many things that happen in the game that are like, oh my God, this isn't real. My faith is destroyed. But it like never really shocks him. Like it doesn't rock him that much.
No, he is able to explain it away pretty easily. So do you have any thoughts about...
I think that Barnabas is really the definition of happy-go-lucky.
Yes.
Like he's just here for a good time. If a long time happens, that's great. But if he goes early, then he's fine with that too, you know? He just seems very much like a person who takes life as it comes and he doesn't take it too seriously.
Yep, that's very true. Very, very true. So I have some quotes and then we can talk about why we love or hate the character. So here's a quote. A bird can fly away for a season, but it will always recognize its nest when it returns. And he normally just says this when you come and see him on the ship. He says, don't torture yourself. Don't think of yourself as tortured by the gods, but as molded for greatness by their hands. A flock of harpies could dampen my spirits. Couldn't dampen my spirits. We're at the Olympics. You're competing, and I'll believe you'll win. Talking to Cassandra. I see why you like going on these quests. These bandits don't even put up a fight, and there's wine. Tastes a bit off, though. And my personal favorite quote, you fight like Athena and shit thunder like Zeus.
That last one is really funny. I do want to know, like, in the next to last one about the wine where he says the wine tastes off. What was wrong with the wine?
It's probably watered down or something like that.
Okay,
or
so we don't actually
know. It's
know.
crappy wine from the bandits.
Just bad quality.
Yeah.
Okay, I was just curious. Yeah. I do think that the one of these that is the most telling of his personality and his beliefs, the second one, don't think of yourself as tortured by the gods, but as molded for greatness by their hands. It's telling because it demonstrates like he does have really true faith in the gods, but then also it indicates what he believes about humanity, that we can be molded for the gods, that by the gods, that we do have, a destiny to fulfill. And so I think that, while he does make jokes, while he does, is a humorous personality that is, I don't want to say shallow, but definitely stays on the surface level. Like he doesn't go deep that often. That quote in and of itself reveals a lot about the serious things that he believes.
Mm-hmm. I 100% agree with you about like Barnabas is very much a person of faith, and like Herodotus is like the example of that inquisitive mind who wants to understand the world. Barnabas understands the world and is comfortable remaining in that understanding. He doesn't want to find out if there's proof that the heroes really existed or anything like that. They do for him.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the point of it. Like, and not in like a sitting in ignorance way, but like almost in a sitting in comfort of like, he understands the world as he understands it, and he's content with that.
Yeah. Yes, very much. Like, he's not interested in like deconstructing his religious beliefs or like any academic understanding of X, Y, and Z. Like, it's true for him, and this is the life he's leading, and he's going to pray to Poseidon when he's on the seas to protect him, and when he's in the middle of a thunderstorm and a lightning storm, he's going to pray to Zeus to protect him. And, you know, it's like his religion and his faith, it is what it is. He doesn't need to deconstruct or reconstruct it. And also, I think it's important to note, like, his belief in the gods is not the entirety of his personality. Like, his intellect isn't the primary vehicle for his life, if that makes sense. Like, he is okay with being who he is and wants primarily, I think, to be sailing. Like, that's what he's most passionate about, not, you know, like Herodotus, like some of the other characters, the more intellectual stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And that's fine. I think it's very important in a video game and any piece of media to have characters who have who represent a vast spectrum of personalities.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. And I think that with with Barnabas in this of like, I think in addition to that, it explains of like a way of someone who can like have faith without it being like, as you said, it's not all who he is. Like, Barnabas isn't hurting someone by believing Poseidon protects him at the sea. He's not going out and wielding his religion to oppress people. And so like my question is like, what's the harm in letting him remain in his worldview? Like,
I don't think there is. Do people think that?
No, but like there's an argument of like people in like the Herodotus line of thinking would say like he shouldn't remain in his ignorance. And like Greek intellectualism would argue that he shouldn't. Like,
Fair.
he's not living up to his human potential by remaining in his ignorance.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, I also feel like, let's just go with it for a minute. Like, is he really ignorant? Is he really that wrong in believing in the gods? We know that Zeus, Jupiter, is real, right? In this universe. So I just kind of feel like, okay, well, it's not really ignorance. It's a little bit of like, maybe misunderstanding is the right word. Like, but I also feel like with any religion, the practitioners of it always misinterpret a little something, because it's just kind of the way things happen when traditions and religions get passed down. They change a little bit. People misinterpret things, or people have a tradition of something that's different from what it was originally. It's just kind of the nature of humanity. So I don't necessarily see Barnabas's religious practices and beliefs as quote unquote ignorant. Maybe just he's just not interested in like the academic knowledge. He's more interested in the practical knowledge of the everyday practice of the religion, and I don't see an issue with that.
I don't see an issue with it either. I just find it really interesting of like, just to kind of go with that of like, I think as people who, especially people who are educated, sometimes we tend to look down upon people who maybe in our view or like in the worldview of academia might be simple. And a lot of times, like, it's not like in this paternalistic of like leaving them in their simplicity, but why are you going to actively and arrogantly seek to undo someone's comfort.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I think this is completely off topic, but I think that's my issue with academia in general, is that it presumes that they know everything. It presumes that there is no knowledge outside of the academy that can be gained. And that's just not true. I mean, there's a lot of people who are enormously intelligent, big brain, definition of big brain, that work in universities that just quite frankly have no knowledge of what it means to like live in society, who have no knowledge of lots of parts of, being a human. I mean, I think about tons of professors we had probably that knew nothing of agriculture and how to grow plants and things like that. I mean, and that's okay. I don't think everybody has to know everything, but what I think to me is an issue that I think sometimes Herodotus falls into in this game is that the presumption that book learning is the best kind of knowledge. And I don't think that's true.
Right. 100%. And we're kind of like, as you said, this is a little off topic, so I'm going to just kind of steer us back because we're getting into this why you love or hate. I think we're kind of getting in like, we love Barnabas's goofiness and silliness and that other things. Anything you want to add to that?
I do like him because I feel like a lot of the characters that we see in this game that we actually interact with, and I'm not talking about just like, oh, this commoner, this random person that we can maybe have one line of dialogue with. I'm talking about like main characters, I feel like most of them are nobility or wealthy people. And I do appreciate Barnabas's, rather humble depiction in comparison. And yes, he's funny, he's entertaining, and he is a major plot device. Like, he's the one that provides us with the vehicle for traveling. So yes, he's important in that way. But I do appreciate that we have this kind of humble, practical, I don't want to say simple as a derogatory term, but like, a simple man who is just trying to make his way in the Mediterranean.
Just a simple man trying to make his way in the galaxy.
Star Wars reference right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I 100% agree with all of that, of like getting that kind of simple man. Because you're right, especially like when we go to Athens, like we're thrust into Athens politics like right away when we get in there. And it's all about the politicians and the nobility and everything like that. And then, I mean, Cassandra, like, you are technically like a noble family. I mean, really, you want to talk about it, like you're descendant from Leonidas. You're
like godlike status.
Right.
Basically.
Uh-huh. And so like that's kind of where we're at with that. But I just really like, Marcus, Phoebe, Barnabas, like all these people provide, like, make the world feel lived in. Mm-hmm. And I think that's really important. It's important
in a game, yeah. Mm-hmm. Because, well, it just makes the diversity of characters, and I say this all the time, the diversity of characters is what makes the setting feel real. And you can't really have a real setting if you ignore, poor people, if you ignore middle class people. If every character in your game or whatever is like a wealthy, noble person, like, you are missing out on a significant portion of the population. So
yes, very much so. But yeah, are there any last thoughts you have of Barnabas?
On Barnabas, I think he's a great character. I've really enjoyed this character deep dive and learning a little bit more about his wife and daughter and time with Cassandra.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's all I have. So we can go ahead and wrap it up.
All right. Thank you, as always, for doing the research and bringing this to the show. And thank you for listening to the Assassin's Creed Lorecast. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for listening to the Assassin's Creed Lorecast. You can find us on Twitter at @ACLorecast.
If you have any lore questions or topics to unpack, join our Cups Podcasting and More Discord server. It's the best place on the internet. You can also support us financially through our Patreon. Find us on patreon.com/Assassin's Creed Lorecast. The Assassin's Creed Lorecast is part of the Robots Radio Network. For more information about the Robots Radio Network, join the Discord server via the link in our episode's description.
If you enjoyed the show or learned something new today, please subscribe, leave us a review, and join the Patreon. And if you enjoyed our intro and outro music, make sure you give a big thank you to Pipeman Studios. Thank you, Pipeman. Thanks again for listening to the Assassin's Creed Lorecast. And always remember, Assassins, stay in the shadows to serve the light.
When a wasteland detective and a vault girl cross paths, no criminal is safe.
You're both under arrest.
Don't move a muscle if you know what's good for you.
Based in Bethesda's Fallout series, follow Walter and Bunny as they traverse the Texas Commonwealth and New Vegas, busting big crime rings.
We'll need all we can to expand into Vegas territory.
And surviving anything the wasteland can throw at them.
It's him! It's the Mothman!
Featuring a series of nail-biting narratives and guest stars from across the Fallout community. It's anybody's guess what thrilling case is up next.
War never changes, does it, Bunny?
No, it certainly does not.
True Vault Escapades, a Fallout audio drama. Available anywhere you get podcasts.